Hey students, welcome to Fall 2019 at Wayne Community College. This video is being made on September 17th, and this is specifically geared towards students that are starting late in the semester on this date. And there's a lot of good information for all my students, but just dialing specifically towards those late start students to help them get a gist of how classes work and some good information about upcoming assignments and dates and things like that. All right, so when you log into Moodle, which you should be able to get into your Moodle and email at this point. If you can't get into your email, you probably haven't seen this message. But in any case, communication is very important. I need to know if things are not going right for you. If you need assistance, I need to know about it. Communication is vital to survival in the modern college classroom because a lot of the things we do are virtual. I don't always interact with students face-to-face, so I need to hear from you if you need something. So just feel free to email me. That's the best way to reach me. You can try calling, but email really is the preferred format because I get that 7 days a week, usually from 6:30 in the morning through midnight or so. That's when I'm checking my emails off and on, and so I can get back to you relatively quickly. All right, when you log into Moodle, which is our online learning module setup where you can go in and access online classrooms, you'll see a bunch of different blocks that are individual courses. I have mine separated out. So these are the classes that I personally have right now that are going. And I'm just going to go through and talk about some of the new classes that started today. And first, let's just take a look at business law. This is a late start course, started September 17th today. And so welcome if you are new to this semester. As you can see, there's a bunch of information right in front of you, but I'm going to kind of break this down into something that you can be more approachable with. And so you'll see a welcome message here, and there's some really good content in this first little bit. Read your information carefully, check your email often, plan for each week, do the work, and let me know if you need anything at all. There's so much value in that one sentence because if you read information carefully, check your email often, do the homework, you're going to be very successful in the course. Get on down into the next part of the course. You'll see Enrollment Verification quiz. This is absolutely important. You'll see it's due September 24th, which is just a few days away. And if you do not complete this, doesn't matter what else you do, if you do not complete this by the 24th, we will have to drop you from the course, and there's no recourse for that. It's just you missed out. We'll have to do something next session, which we do have some courses starting in October, but there's no guarantee there's availability, and so you have to go ahead and take care of this ASAP. This is the most important thing in your universe when it comes to attending class right now. After you do the enrollment verification quiz, there's a couple more things you need to dial into. There is an additional video, welcome video right here. This is the video I recorded earlier in the semester for the students that started in August. And there is some duplication. There'll be some information that you see here and there, but it's still a good idea to go ahead and watch that other video, especially if you're new to Wayne or you're new to this course. Yeah, you want to be familiar with all that information. And even if you do see some duplication, that's okay because it'll be good information to help you. All right, so you've done everything on the first page. You've gone through, you've read, you did the enrollment verification quiz, you did the video, and then come back up here to the left. This left menu here is going to have a bunch of good information. It's going to have your course documents, which include your syllabus and your course schedule. Now, a syllabus is something that's available in every college class, and basically a syllabus is an agreement or a contract between you and the instructor and the institution. It says what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, all that kind of stuff. And as you can see at the top, it's got Wayne Community College, Business 11541, Business Law 1, Fall 2019, and the online late start. Here's my information, where I'm located, phone number, and my office hours and email. Once again, email is the best way to communicate with me because I can get your information and get it back to you very quickly if I'm out of the office or somewhere else. I'll say this, If you email me, please let me know the exact class that you're in, which will be all this information right here. So if you email me and say, hey, Mr. Bradshaw, Dr. Bradshaw, this is Julie, I'm in your business law class. Well, as it turns out, I've got 2 sections of business law with a 3rd starting, and so I'm going to have to spend some time identifying which class you're in. So let me know the exact class and section you're in, please. That would be so helpful and save me some time from having to email you back to say which class are you in. As you go through this business law syllabus, you'll see that there's no required textbook. All the content is in Moodle. We are really pushing to have open educational resources to students which are free and really significantly reduce cost. So please take the time to check that out. It's really something we're doing to benefit our students. And there's some more information I'll share in another class about those open ed resources. But go through and read this syllabus. It talks about the grading. We do have a no late work policy. If your work is late, we're trying to work with you to develop soft skills. And when you have a job, the employer expects you to be on time and to do your work efficiently and on time, and be exceptional in your work. Same thing applies to schoolwork. Let's get toward the end of the syllabus. We have a disability statement, non-discriminatory statements. We want students to feel welcome. We want you to feel that you're valuable because you are, and that your thoughts are important because they are. And my specific teaching style, I like to encourage ideas from students. And so don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to have ideas, because even if it's not a great idea, it often leads to good ideas. Not everybody comes up with something amazing the first time and then they just go from there with being highly successful. Sometimes success is evolution, something that we grow into. Attendance policy. If you're not a white student, which most of you are, and you do not participate, which is turn in work for 2 weeks straight, I'm going to have to drop you. And I can't help it. I mean, that is the policy, and this is just something that we have to stick by. It's something that we're closely scrutinized on. And so we encourage you to turn in work every week. And if you like to work ahead, that's fine. I have no problem with students working ahead, but don't work so far ahead that you can't continue to turn in work, because I'm going to be monitoring, every week, making sure that you're turning in work and being in attendance. And that could create a problem if you've done so much work or not doing the work and are not attending. For the seated classes, we do have things on tardy policy, cell phone. I've already mentioned this, but we want you to have a good format with your email communications. Don't email us with all caps, screaming at us. Don't be overly demanding. Realize that we're people too. Right now I have over 100 students. I'm going to have more by the end of the semester. And, your time is valuable, my time is valuable, but so are all my students. And so email me in a respectful way. Ask, hopefully the format needs to be concise, short questions with all your information. This is your name, this is your course you're in, this is your question, and I will be back directly in touch with you to let you know what we can do about your inquiry. So, all right. And so keep reviewing this information. It's a good idea or practice to print out the syllabus and keep that with you. Another document in the course schedule that's just as valuable as the syllabus is the course schedule. And so this tells you when all the assignments are due. And if you look at the calendar here, class begins today, the 17th, for the late start students. But there is an enrollment verification quiz that I put due tomorrow. The actual due date is not until the 24th. I do not want you to wait till the 24th to do it. You need to go ahead and do it the 18th or 19th, today, tomorrow, the next day. Get it done. Don't be one of those students that emails me on the 25th saying, oh, Mr. Bradshaw, I missed the enrollment verification quiz. I'm sorry. We told you up front what the policy is. You have to know that I can't help it. This is the school's policy. Every school has this type of policy in place, and it's tied to your aid and your financial aid. So you've got to do that quiz to remain in the course. After that, you'll see there's some assignments due, and they're coming due pretty quickly. These classes, just because they're shorter, doesn't mean there's less content. It's just more content in a shorter amount of time, or the same amount of content in a shorter amount of time. And so Chapter 1 assignments are already going to be due next Tuesday, and Chapter 2 will be due next Friday. And so when you start getting to that content, you'll come over and get back to the window. Here we go. Got it right over here. So when you start getting into that content of doing the work each week to week, you'll notice, pull this up right here. Got a little head of myself with the button pushing. That's okay. Yeah. So 115. Hang on. Sorry about that. Here we go. And now let's see if this will do it. There we go. So when you start doing work week to week, you'll keep noticing that list of assignments or a list of chapters on the left side of the screen. You'll see Chapter 1 right here. So you'll go under Chapter 1, and it'll have the content and the assignments that you'll do for that week. I'll have more information toward the end of the week. I'll send out some more information about details on that, but for now I'm going to move on to talk about another class. And the other set of classes, there's 2 of them that are starting today, are Business Principles of Management. There's 2 sections, a 137.40 and a 137.41. As long as you're in one of those, you're fine. Doesn't matter which one, as long as you are in a section. You'll see a very similar setup. I've got open and welcome message, enrollment verification quiz. You can see one person's already taken that, which is great. And then we get down into the syllabus and course content or course schedule. Same idea here, and we'll click on that course schedule, and you can see very similar format. So just different types of assignments that are due there. And then with this course uses a book called, it's from OpenStax, and it is provided to us from Rice University for free. And students can go in here and click on this particular book, and it'll take them to the website that has the book, and you can look at it online. You can download it to a Kindle or an iPad. There's just several different formats. You can actually get a physical print book if you like for a low cost, but this gives you all the chapters and outline. Just a really great resource for students, and it's absolutely free. I like myself, it doesn't matter how you do it, but I download the PDF, which will pop up in a second. So in any case, this is kind of a brief navigation around Moodle. I'm going to show you one more thing before I let you go, and I'll see if that book has popped up yet. Not quite. We'll wait for it over here. But one more thing that I'm working on. Every week I send out an email reminder to students about upcoming assignments, what's due and when. And so it's going to come out to you via your inbox from Wayne, and it's going to contain something that looks like this as an attachment, a PDF. And in that, it's a weekly notes newsletter. It's going to have you just find your class. So if you're a new student, started late start, you'll be down here, and late start 9/17, and it shows you what's due and when. And I put due dates and the assignments, so you can keep up with that and not have to stress or worry about it. Additionally, I also include some upcoming key dates. We do have a safety fair for all students tomorrow, the 18th, in the WLC building. There's going to be a lot of vendors, some food, some other activities, really neat stuff. Constitutional Day is coming up on the 19th, and some other key dates. We do have a division-sponsored event, the interview with Patricia Delamotte. That's coming up October 2nd, and you can see about that towards the end. Last few things, I do have a podcast that I just started this semester. There's some information on how to get to that in the notes that you'll get here. You can check that out. And then lastly, on the last page, I've included some flyers for the events that are coming up, so you can zoom into those, and as you zoom in, you'll get a little clearer picture of what's going on, and you can read the details of these events. So please check out the flyer, read it. This will help you keep organized and make sure that you don't have any late assignments, okay? This is what the OpenStax Principles of Management book looks like if you're in Principles of Management. If not, we're working on OpenStax projects, incorporating that into other classes. But it's a standard textbook, and free resource to students, saves you guys money, tremendous asset to the institution. All right, folks, I'm going to cut it off right here. I appreciate your attention. If you need anything, let me know. Have a great first week for those that started late. Talk to you later.